Welcome back to Cover Slaves, the show where we play 30k because 40k, you know what happened. Anyway, with me today is Thanos and Clarence, aka Ski Mask Mohawk. What did you bring today, Aaron?
I brought Demons, like I brought last time I was here. Some nice stuff.
Yeah.
Just 30k'd.
30k'd it up a bit, yeah.
10,000 years in the past. Clarence, what did you bring today?
I brought Night Lords like always.
And you got something new done, didn't you?
I have nice new toys.
Uh-oh. Tell us about that.
I have a Fire Raptor and Betrayal Calth dudes that are going to be veterans today.
I'm sure China's very happy with you.
Oh yeah. Or someone else I got the China from.
So we're doing a 2,000 point game. It's one of our scenarios from an upcoming event we're going to do for 30k. It's mission 1 and I can't remember what it's called. But the basics are it's 12-inch deployment, normal ass deployment, 5 objectives, basic crusade, and of course with our special Fear the Flanks rule for those of you who will fast forward and have no idea what we're doing. So basically if you see stuff charging from reserve, fear the flanks. Normal reserve, outflank, you can charge like it's 5th ed. You still can't charge if you deep strike. You still can't charge if you teleport in, all those fun things. But hey, you know, it's fun. So yeah, we'll move right along. Everyone's got 2,000 point lists, I think, right? Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Cool. And yeah, we'll be back with armies and the lengthy explanation of terrain.
We're back with our terrain discussion. Fairly standard setup as normal. Ruins are all 4 pluses. You can't ascend through coping. You can only ascend, like, climb up the ruins if there's no coping. You can't melt through walls. You can only go through doors and open spaces. Where your base is of relevant size. We have a bunch of these storage crates. I think they're kind of hard to see, like over here and over here. Those are simply impassable. They still give a 4+ cover save, and you can mount up on them for the 3+, just the 3 inches to ascend. We have a bunch of leafy forests on the field. They're going to be impassable because it's pretty hard to stick models in there. But it's going to be a 5+ cover save and shoot through them, and you gain obscurement. All the low cover is normal, is destructible. Dangerous terrain test for vehicles. Monstrous creatures, just remove them because we move through cover. And as I said, 5+ cover save for all that. We have a bunch of wrecked vehicles. Glances or pens explode those. We have a Chimera and the Lehman Rust. They have their normal armor values. All the trucks and construction vehicles are armor 10. And then finally we have a couple pieces of crashed Aquila lander, and that's going to be 6+ area terrain, trying to harken back to the old crater days of yore. But that's pretty much it. We have 5 objectives on the field as well. We have one here, one here, one here, one here, and then there's the last one right here. And as we said earlier, standard crusade, no night fight in this objective or mission, part of the mission format. And that's it. See you at armies.
Thanos back with Demons list. We get to pick our warlord traits. So today I will have re-rolling the Warp Storm. I've got Scarbrand as my warlord. Then I have a Herald on disc. And then 3 more for like my little summoning conclave here. 3 more heralds with level 3. 2 units of pink horrors, pretty standard. 11 man units. I got a fast over here, Screamer Star, which is really OP, and we'll get to that. But 2 blight drones, each with a soul unit. And then I have my heavies as just 3 soul grinders, and my elites I have 1 beast and Nurgle and another 1 beast and Nurgle. And that's everything.
My 2,000 point Night Lord force using Pride of the Legion, unlike usual. Sevatar's the Warlord, and I chose target priority. That's everyone within 12 gets to reroll 1s to hit for shooting. So yeah, I have Sevatar, I have the Flame Master there. I have a 10-man veteran squad with just bolters and melta bombs, artificer armor on the Sergeant, and Power Fist, and they have Sniper for their veteran trait. I have 2 10-man Terror Marine squads, just Volkites on everyone, Artificer armor on the 2 Sergeants, and Melta Bombs. But other than that, it's pretty standard. I have 2 5-man Cataphracti squads. The one squad has Combi Plas and Power Axes and Teleport Transponders, and the other squad has Power Fist, Chain Fist on the Sergeant, Teleport Transponders. Oh, they also have a Nuncio Vox on the Sergeant. And the Sakaran has Twin Last Cannon Sponsons, and just that's it, Dozer Blade. And the Fire Raptor has the Reaper batteries, and the Strength 8 missiles. And that's it. So this is Nightward's deployment using the Pitch Battle 12-inch. It's pretty simple. Just over here I have my unit of veterans with Sevatar and Flamemaster Madrum chilling. And I have my Sakaran. And that's it. Everything else is in reserves. I have 2 terror squads that are ill-flanking. And then the remaining 3 units, the Terminators and the Fire Raptor, are deep striking.
It's Thanos. This is my setup. I've got a Soul Grinder behind this building. Pink Horror unit with 1 Herald as well behind this building. Second Soul Grinder behind the bushes here with his little Beast of Nurgle up front. Last second Pink Horror unit here with 2 Heralds in it. And then lastly I have over here is a 1 Beast, which is the main deployment of my opponent. 1 Beast, a Soul Grinder, and my Screamer Star over here. And I will be back with reserves. For Deep Strike reserves I have Scarbrand, and then normal reserves I have 2 Blight Drones. Currently going second, and this will be my role to steal the initiative.
Fuck!
And I steal the initiative. Wah, 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 wah. Yeah. Turn 1. So what happened is basically cast a lot of Psychic Powers, got a Cursed Earth off on the Pink Horror unit. So it's going to bubble wrap these 2 Soul Grinders, which is sweet. They both shot the Sakaran, did absolutely nothing, couldn't roll the ordnance shots. The Pink Horror squad right here got a sacrifice off, so they got another Herald, and he summoned a little portal over here that will be summoning demons hopefully in the future. As well, I tried to do a possession roll with 8 dice. I failed, perils, but got lucky and didn't have to take any damage with the perils. The Jet Bike squad here, they moved up into cover, into a better sort of attacking vector spot on the board. Then they used their speed burst, turbo boost to move up here. The Beast move up slightly to get into speed bump range. This Beast did exactly the same. And then finally this Soul Grinder, he shot, did 1 wound on the Marine squad, and it was the Sergeant, and my opponent missed the roll. He rolled a 1, so his Sergeant actually died with Artificer. So Soul Grinder did good. That's Demons, the end of turn 1.
This is the end of Nightlord turn 1. Moving down right over here, I moved my Sakaran and kind of bubble wrapped it, so no Screamer, Lamprey Bite melted attacks on it. And I shot his Portal Glyph with the Las Cannon and the Accelerator Cannons, and I managed to get through the 4+ Cursed Earth save and got First Blood from it. So that's really it for me because I have a lot of reserves. But see you at Demon turn 2.
Turn 2, not a little bit more eventful, but not a lot being done yet still. So over here, 2 shots on the Sakaran with these 2 Soul Grinders, plus the snapshots. Again, they did nothing. The Sakaran is getting a little frustrating for these guys. This unit of Pink Horrors and Herald, Cursed Earth again. This unit of Pink Horrors and Heralds did Cursed Earth, and 1 turned into a Deep Thirster, and he landed perfectly, so no mishap. The Screamer Star moved into charge range. What happened here is I was trying to roll Prescience on the unit. I rolled double 6s. So I perils, but I rolled another 6, and so he was super jacked. So
over 9,000!
We were looking very fortunate to him getting a charge off, but they unfortunately failed. So we go over to the Soul Grinder back here. He again, he shot the unit of Marines. I believe he did a couple wounds, but the saves were made. The same with my Blight Drone. And Scarbrand moved in and howled and killed 3 Marines, which is what Scarbrand should do. And I got a Beast of Nurgle charge off, but because of the special ability of the unit to get +1 strength, they put 5 wounds and killed him because I didn't make any saves. And that is the end of Demons, top of turn 2.
The end of Nightlord turn 2. Starting over here with my reserves. One of the only 2 reserves that came in was my Terminator unit, and I went to Deep Strike them. They scattered and got placed way in the corner.
Give me a thumbs up. That right.
The other one was the Terror Marine squad that flunked and shot up the Horrors a bit. They killed 2. Moving down way over here, the Sakaran backed up to shoot Scarbrand, inflicted 2 wounds, I believe, and then Sevatar and the boys charged him up. Sevatar tanked all the wounds from Scarbrand, and then the Melta Bombs finished it off, and demonic instability, just slayed him. That's it for me though. We'll see you at the end of Demon turn 3.
Demons, top of turn 3. So what did we do this turn? 2 Soul Grinders into this unit, the Terror Squad. Pretty much wiped out the unit, took out 7 guys. They passed their leadership check though. Because there's a Cursed Earth on these pink ores, they ran into distance of both. This one tried to charge after I wiped out a bazillion guys. He failed because he needed 10 twice with the Slanesh. I moved this Bloodthirster closer, D-Thirster closer to this Terminator Squad, Cataphractes. So maybe get a charge off, maybe not. We'll figure out how it goes. This unit moved into Cursed Earth range of the Bloodthirster to give him that little benefit. I attempted to cast Possession and failed. I'm 1 for 3 so far this game with 8 dice each time. A little bit upset about that. Over here, the Screamers got 2 pens on this Karen, but didn't manage to do anything relative, so it sticks around, which is another bad thing for me, I guess. I shot 2 Blight Drones and a Soul Grinder into the Severus unit, Sevatar, and I think, killed 2 guys, maybe 2, I think 2.
You killed, yeah.
So not much, but whittling away that mini Death Star. And I guess that's the end of Demon's turn 3. Top
of Nightward's turn 3, starting way over here. My 1 unit of Terminators out of 2 came in from reserve. Just Deep Strike scattered a bit back, shot his pink horrors. I tried to charge with my 3-man Terror Squad. They failed to charge. It's not too bad. The Terminators over here just walked a bit up closer to the building. Moving down over here, my surviving Karen tank shot to get a clear shot at the Blight Drone. It didn't hit at all. Then Sevatar and his friends piled in to fight the Screamers, and the Beast of Nurgle slime trailed in, but I still managed to do a whack ton of wounds and popped a lot of them through combat res. And then finally, my 2 units that came in from reserve charged his Blight Drone, and the explosion of pus killed 3 of them. Still waiting on the Fire Raptor though, thank you new units, and see you at the end of Demon turn 4.
Turn 4. What we did is we were dealing with a lot of Deep Strikers from the past turn. So Soul Grinder here, charged some Cataphracti, killed 1. Melt-a-Bomb, Chain Fist did a hull point, a pen. So he's got 1 there. Here, a second Soul Grinder charged what was left of the Terror Squad. Took out 2. 1 left, made his leadership check. Right here, the Pink Horrors ran in just so they could bubble wrap the Cursed Earth onto the 2 Soul Grinders, which didn't play a factor, but summoned a Lord of Change at the beginning of the turn. So he's ready to go. I have to deal with a Fire Raptor next turn, so that'll maybe help. Deep Struck a previous turn's roll of 12 on the Warp Storm. They mishapped last turn, back into reserve. This turn they came out, and my opponent got to choose where they land.
Yeah, because they mishapped again.
Yep. So now they're in charge range of a Cataphracti squad, which is not good for them. Now the big event of the turn came over here, and the Warp Storm this turn was an 11, and Sevatar is a Psyker. Sevatar made a roll, failed it by the exact number, and he is gone.
That's our new Sevatar.
The new Sevatar is now a Tzeentch Herald, level 1. The unit that was in combat with Sevatar survived basically because Sevatar is gone. So that's a little bit of an event. The D-Thirster came in, finally took out the Sicaran, which no one could seem to do. Another big event of the turn was the random of the random, the Blight Drone, shot at the Sicaran to possibly drift onto some Marines and kill them, and actually did no damage to the Marines and killed 2 Screamers. So it comes back to haunt you. Finally, there was a charge off here on the Soul Grinder from another unit, and neither did any wounds to each other. And what we did here is we just moved the unit of Pink Horrors onto the objective. So I'll see you at the top of turn 5 for me and bottom of turn 4 for my opponent.
The end of Nightward's turn 4. Starting over here, we each inflicted 1 point of damage on each other. You killed the Terminator guy, did a hull point. The next Soul Grinder combat, you killed my last dude, not a surprise. The Bloodletters, I shot them up and charged, and I failed to save from the Bloodletter weapon. So he stuck around from Demonic Instability. Over here, I challenged his Herald with my Apothecary guy, and he died from the 1 Strength 3 attack, but I beat him in combat res overall, so his unit popped. And then over here, he killed a couple more guys. I failed to melt bomb him, and I stuck around. And if you notice, the Fire Raptor's not in. That's because it originally back in reserves, I wanted to deep strike it, but stuff happened.
Deep struck right there.
Scattered. Yeah, went back on to ongoing. So maybe it'll do something this game. See you guys at the end of Demon turn 5.
So Demons, top of turn 5. The stuff that's important. Soul Grinder in its 3rd round of close combat with these Terminator squads. Succumb to a Chain Fist and Power Fist combo. Finally down. Cleary finally got a 6 on a Power Fist, 2 6s. I summon up a Demonette squad, which was successful, and the run was an 8, so they ran onto this objective. The Pink Horror squad, right here, they ran onto this objective. Over here, the Soul Grinder went to help out his Bloodletter brothers, which he did, and Cleary rolled really poorly, so I've done an extra 1 or 2 wounds in there, I can't remember. The Lord Change is moving in to help out next turn if it's possible, and contest possibly this Sevator, who's now this Pink Horror. He's doing the same. The D-Thirster right here charged into a unit, rolled really poorly, only managed to kill 3, so there's 1 guy left alive. The Blight Drone, which has done most of the game, tried shooting, failed miserably, shot off the table. At least he didn't kill his own, did wounds his own friends this time. Pink Horror Squad cast Cursed Earth, failed the attempt to summon, I believe, or cast another Cursed Earth. So another wound here. And then finally the Soul Grinder pecked away again, killing 1 more model of Marines. So we will see you at the end of, it's not Alpha Legion, it's
Night Lords.
Night Lords, yeah. Night Lords turn 5.
This is the end of Night Lord turn 5. Starting here, my plane came in from ongoing reserve. I gunned down a bunch of Demonettes, shot a bunch of horrors, shot some more horrors way over here. Killed a bunch of each, but not really enough. Terminators charged in. He killed 1 with his Pink Horrors. I killed a couple with the Power Fists, and he passed his leadership test. Down here, he killed a couple with his claw, but the lone guy killed the 2 Bloodletters remaining, so that was fun. The Bloodthirster managed to kill the last veteran, and the Soul Grinder killed the rest of the Terrorists. And ending the game with 7 objectives in the Demons' favor and 2 for me, so Demons win, like Massacre. And see you guys in the post-game show.
Welcome to the post-game show! You totally just watched the full battle report and didn't fast forward at all. So I'm here with Clarence and
Thanos.
Thanos.
Yeah.
I'm going to toss it right to Thanos, MVP.
Warp Storm Table.
Warp Storm Table.
Warp Storm Table, or I guess the D-Thirster, but probably the Warp Storm Table. The Warp Storm Table basically won the game, so I have to kind of give you who it is.
Secondary goes to the D-Thirster?
Yeah. And the Psychic blocks summoning up guys, I guess.
What was your pick, Phil?
Well, I guess I forgot to fucking roll the book.
Ooh, yeah,
turn.
Yeah, they didn't
As far as like the models did what they did, the fucking Blight Drones, because Night Lords are as an assault army, the Blight Drones did more harm than good this game.
Yeah.
Which I kind of thought they would before it came, but the choices I have instead of
Enough crack grenades will do it.
It's pretty good. At first, your Soul Grinder's shooting was pretty shit. Like, you shot like 5 or 6 like battle cans of the Sakara and just didn't do anything to it. And you're like, the fuck is going on here? You shot like my guys too, you killed like 1 or 2, you're like,
yeah,
the fuck is happening?
3 turns of that, and
Yeah.
then they got to go in assault and actually did stuff. So, but yeah, definitely the Warp Storm, I guess, because that was the deciding factor, I suppose.
Yeah, a bit sour about that.
Clarence, give me your epic fail first.
Well, Fire Raptor.
Fire Raptor.
It was pretty not relevant.
Curse of the new toy.
A curse of poor decisions.
Deep striking. Miss that.
I guess MVP would probably be
Wait. What's your MVP?
Way Boys with Sevatar.
Like the actual tax squad or
Yeah.
Sevatar himself?
Was it only a 10-man squad?
It was only 10 men. It was a
They were a
veteran.
really good
It was a
squad.
veteran
Veterans,
tax
baby,
squad
veterans.
with
And Sevatar's how many points?
175.
That's pretty good.
It is pretty good. You get
Like, he comes with everything you need. And
except
then,
for 2+, but like usually you have the precognition going,
right,
No.
so you have effectively a 2+,
right.
and your invul gets to be rerolled.
Because it's a reroll 3+, right?
Yeah.
It's really good. Or, in this case, when you have the Feel No Pain, they really stack together well.
Oh yeah. It's super useful, but he did pretty good. You know, like he kind of helped beat up on Scarbrand, and then he totally like shredded through your screamers.
Screamers, yeah.
He did like.
He was
full
doing more
moves.
than the rest of the unit
Oh yeah,
combined.
and then he turned into a herald.
Yeah, what's where we were really at the top of turn 4 was he has a unit I can't deal with, and I got lucky and just killed Sevatar with the Warp Storm.
Yeah.
So, and that changes the outlook of the game. Because then I'm able to now charge that unit, kill it, and which I would not have been able to do before.
No, you're like sketched out by the instant death and challenges. On
Yeah.
The Nurgle rule was really cool though.
Which one? The
It's like the supporting fire version of like.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
combat.
it was-
It's like I'm gonna join too.
It was the Beast
Slime
of Nurgle. It was Attention Seekers.
The
what it's
Attention
called. I got it
Seeker, yeah.
Wrong.
He charged in and killed himself.
Yeah. He charged in, like, did a wound that was saved on the armor, and then like exploded from combat res.
Yeah.
It's like a Russian dog in fucking Stalingrad.
Yeah.
He
Pretty
wanted,
much.
He wanted in and then didn't realize the effect of what was going to happen
No.
when he went in.
Yeah, I definitely fucked up with the Fire Raptor. I was like, oh, I'll like deep strike it off the Nuncio Vox and like have it like kind of like close air.
That was like the
support.
first thing to die. Was the guy?
Yeah,
with
and then I feel like the one and only save on the guy just rolled a 1, and I'm like, fuck me, like.
It was a 2+ save too. That was the best part.
I'm like, okay, well that's not happening. Then I failed like every reserve roll in a row for the Fire Raptor, and then like I mishap it. I'm just like, this is a fucking joke.
I think not counting like the Sevatar unit and the Fire Raptor and like Scarbrand, everything else matched up almost pretty much the way we thought it would. Like as far as like the Soul Grinders and the Terminators, they pretty much balanced each other out.
Yeah. I didn't get like very good targets for the Terror Squad, which usually I'm able to like jump on them off the flank. You like ran them just to like circle buff with Cursed Earth, and that like got them out the charge range. And then over here there really wasn't much, but I wanted to kill the fucking annoying drones because they are annoying. Thought maybe I could get a bit luckier with the melta bombs and
Play drones are really good for 150.
yeah.
Like even if you don't kill a goddamn
Yeah,
thing.
they're really annoying, and then like everything else is bonus.
Well, it's so strong, right? Because in 30k, like it's not the same as 40k scoring wise.
Right.
And as long as they're alive at the end of the fucking game and you have last turn,
Right.
you can just be a dick. Like
Well,
hover mode, ha, nothing they can fucking do.
The context,
2+ Jink,
yeah, the
you
context of the model in the army it's in, like the army's attrition, and it's an attrition model,
Yeah.
and it's an attrition flyer, and it serves better late game than
Yeah.
early game. So like if your traditional flyers are like, I need to kill that tank right now, or I need to kill these infantry right now. So the flyers are like, come on, big effect. Well, the light drones are like, the effect's not
We're still
seen right
here,
away.
we're still here.
The effect's seen like 3 or 4 turns after they're on the table. So they're exceptionally good in this army. I don't know if they would be as good.
Also,
Chaos.
knowing you have the 2+ Jink means most people don't even fucking bother.
No, they don't.
Because it's like, I don't even have
They don't.
Skyfire to begin
Yeah.
with, and even then I need like 6 fucking hits on you to
They
do
just want to
anything.
kill other stuff that they know they'll kill.
I would just ignore them
But,
as long as I could.
You know, like, coming to this game, like, you and Ben, you're like, oh yeah, the Fire Raptor's way better than the Xiphon, a better choice for, like, the same points. And then
You
it's like,
have it.
well, yeah, but, like, just, like, thinking back, it's like, well, I think the Xiphon would have been pretty useful. Could have, like, schwacked a fucking Soul Grinder just with, like, all of its, like, AP weaponry, and then, like, gotten the fuck out with, like, its Jink and just barrel rolled and, like, left.
Yeah,
and
this is
came
the
back
one that
later.
wasn't in combat. You would have killed it for sure,
What are
probably.
you paying for the Soul Grinders right now, point-wise?
With Flame Bombardment, I think they're 1, 150 or 160.
It's fucking dirt cheap.
That's great.
Yeah,
Yeah,
with
it's like-
Flame.
yeah.
Oh, and then they have
Slanesh.
Slanesh, which is another 15, so whatever that is.
So worth it though.
It's
175.
yeah, it's like
165.
5 up involves
Any
13,
dread you're gonna
13,
take
like,
is like 200 points to start, bro.
Yeah, well, I guess that's the concept. When you buff something like 3 times, eventually it'll get to the point where it's like 4 health points, 13, 13, 11 is like really strong.
It's the
Yeah.
perfect core for your army, especially in 30k. Because all that strength hitting combat is fucking huge, right?
Well, with the exception of Eldar and kind of Tau and maybe Guard, like
Demons are pretty good.
the way they get you is they want to kill your support, so they deep strike guys behind you. While the Soul Grinders are usually there to counter assault. They
Nah.
turn after, keep you.
You really have to earn your treat with those guys, man. Like the fucking invul's annoying because you can be popping those
Yeah.
blast cannons.
Yeah.
And you can be like 4+, 4+,
They-
4+.
But the irony on Tau is they always get you with Buddy in the railgun.
fuck yeah.
And you roll 5+, 2
Long
turns
kick.
in a row against long strike, and their top player gets so
Yeah.
demoralized they just stop shooting them. So.
Same thing happened when Jay was shooting my Leviathan when I was running it because it's got the 4+ invul as
Yeah.
well. He'd get like shots in its ass, okay? So like at least it's okay armor. Just doesn't matter. 4+, 4+. He just wanted to hang himself. Like
I'll just take my random save against
Yeah,
you.
sometimes the invols just you pass every single one. They're like, I fucking just unloaded everything at this thing,
Yeah.
and like it's not even damaged, and now it's gonna fuck me. And then other games, you're like, the first thing that shoots you, you like
It's
fail
gone.
the invol, and it like just explodes, and you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
the dice gods are fatal. Okay, I'll go to Aaron first. 2 minutes or less. Thoughts on the game?
Well, I hadn't played really 30k before. I've had a game or two over a long period of time. So a lot of the stuff is really new as far as things he could do. The characters, which I thought were really cool and interesting, and not like 40k at all, which was sort of ironic. Like they had
They have downsides too sometimes.
They had a lot of feel to them as far as like, well, how do I deal with that? It makes me think of like what changes I could make, or
Yeah.
maybe something I could do better. But like Clay was saying, like you pretty much brought all the AP3 you could.
Yeah.
It just circumstances didn't end up really. Plus, I think there was a couple turns you made a lot of saves with the Feel No Pain as well. Not against that, but against other stuff, right? So
yeah, it was just like bullshit. You're like, oh, I'll hit you with the auto cannons that
Yeah.
were snap firing, and then it's like, oh no, I still fucking make them. Like,
Yeah.
and you're like,
And I played like probably 10 games or so with Garbrandt now, and he's really good against some things. Other assault armies, not so much.
man, he killed shit with his like breath.
Yeah,
like,
he killed like 5 or 6 Marines, and then he succumbed to Sevatar. But your
Oh,
unit
yeah.
did 3 wounds too.
Worth highlighting
that's what
too.
happens,
Usually,
right? That's what-
usually instant deathing, and this
Right.
one wasn't because
Right.
they did
Well, because in 30k you have the melted bombs.
Yeah.
It actually is a huge factor.
Oh yeah, like that's what happened.
So-
Like I tanked it like all on the
Yeah.
the feel no pain. I'm like 4+ feel no pain, and like none of them got through. And you're like, shit.
So I
like
think, so I think what I was trying to do was set up for that massive assault with the Screamers that
Oh, yeah.
failed. And because it failed, I ended up losing both Scarbrand and the Screamers.
Yeah.
So that was a big turning point early on. Now I got really lucky with the Warp Storm 11, which was massive,
oh yeah.
because I had really no way to deal with that one unit. So
At the end of the day, you kept him in the corner, so that was good.
yeah, well, I think the difference probably, like in the Fire Raptor as well, the difference probably would have been him winning by a point or 2
Possibly.
maybe. Yeah, depending on how things would have
It
went.
depends. Like
but
if I got. It depends really. Like if all my reserves came on. Like
Right,
like
right.
if I had picked the appropriate warlord trait. Like I was like, oh, I'll take coordinated fire or like target whatever it's called, the reroll ones within 12, and kind of like pile on the shit as it like appears with this Karen and the Fire Raptor and the snipering vets.
Without OS being a factor too, it's very possible you guys could have both ended on contested objectives. Like
Yeah.
it's very possible
Yeah.
no one could have had it.
right.
And then, like, say if I'd taken the reroll fail reserve, so like if I could have gone all 5, and then I would have had dudes piling up from the sides and like Terminators in his grill and like the Fire Raptor like flying around, like either he shoots the 3+ armor with the battle can with the soul grinders, or he shoots the flyer with the soul grinders. So it's like, what do you do there?
Right, you make me have more
Yeah,
choices, and if I have more choices, it's better for you, right?
Yeah, and also if this like Fire Raptor would have been able to like shoot the Zinj squads, like
Yeah.
just like start removing them, and
Yeah,
then you would have
yeah.
had to really like scramble to like summon replacement troops instead of like 800 points of greater
Greater demons,
yeah,
yeah.
instead of like holy
Like the
fuck,
big guys
like,
instead
yeah.
of the small guys. It was, but it's very interesting because, like you said, like there's things that you would have probably done when you were building
yeah.
maybe the +1 reserves because you had so many reserves. But
Yeah, it's the reroll is super good.
But No, it was interesting just playing against some of the units and the plus. I like the gang rule. Is it a mob rule or is it a gang rule?
It's called talent for murder.
Yeah.
And the idea is
it's
like
outstanding.
They like it's like they like pile on you like in the alley, right? They just like start stabbing.
It's outstanding, and it's. I mean, it's more fluff, but the context of in the game, it probably ended up being like 4 or 5 kills. Like it was definitely a couple wounds on Scarbrand and a couple of things.
Not on Scarbrand because that was all the melta bombs that already wounded on it too. Like he just got
right.
Like you.
But it added the Sevatar's damage as well.
On not on the screamers.
No, but on the Scarbrand when he did. Oh, didn't he?
No, I didn't do any wounds to him.
Oh, really?
From Sevatar, I just failed to wound him. I was like, fuck, like nothing happened.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, it's
cool.
It's a cool rule nonetheless.
No, I quite enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's worth pointing out too. There's very few units that can have a lot of melta bombs taking 40k. You've got like demolition vets. What was the other one? The
fire dragons.
Fire dragons.
Tank busters.
That's all I can
guess
think
technically you have the D size.
I think.
On the Wraith Guard.
Well, I'm just thinking melt like combat.
Right.
I think maybe
obviously
Vanguard can get them. Maybe.
Yeah, because you can buy it for each one, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. But what I guess what I'm saying is, like, it's not common to have that much melta bombs in one unit.
No.
So, when it's like, oh, I have 10 melta bombs, it's like, fuck. Like, that's like a lot of attacks.
No, we do play against the 10 Pathfinder, the unit. Like
the
10
EMP,
with the
EMPs, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like,
they're also very good.
Yeah, no, they are very good. But
it's like, don't get that. Like,
it kind of caught me off guard that, like, Scarbrand died to, like, melta bombs.
Yeah, it's like.
Which was kind of. Like, shit, I did not foresee that happening.
I'm just seeing, like, all his legs have these melta bombs attached to them and all go off and just, like...
Of course, the hatred doesn't help when you get your opponent gets reroll
but
attacks,
like, you take Scarbrand because you love the model. It has an awesome paint job on it, too. So it's like, yeah, you want to use it. Like, why the fuck not? Like...
Yeah. And it was a setup, like, he's best setting up charges, because, like, now you get all rerolls on all your attacks.
Yeah, you wanted to come in with, like, all the fucking Armor Bane reroll to hit.
And I had Buddy jacked out because of the psychic phase. It was like, all
smash an Armor Bane too, and you're like, yeah! And then it's like an inch off, you're like, fuck! Like...
that turned into a shit show pretty quick.
So, Clarence, 2 minutes less, your thoughts on the game?
I think I made a lot of fucking mistakes this game.
But you learned, right?
The deep striking the flyer is like not a good idea. Outflanking, like I could have picked to like really just pressure that side with the Terror Marines. I think that would have been better because you would have had to like be like, okay, well I have like the 2 Soul Grinders, but there's Terminators and there's 3 squads way over there, and this didn't really fucking matter. Making sure he didn't roll 11 on the Warp Storm table, very important. The Terminators over in the corner, I should have just put them in like the building, not chase the Bloodletters, because...
Yeah, I was going to say, because they were coming to you no matter what.
Yeah.
So...
and I could have just thrown the Bloodletters somewhere, except we realized that ongoing reserves, even if you do Deep Strike Mishap, it just spits them out on the table edge.
Yeah.
So, something we learned there, so they really shouldn't have
even
been there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I should have just hunkered down in the fucking corner. And yeah, it's pretty different warlord trait. Yeah.
Aaron deployed pretty well too.
Oh yeah.
He was well spread out, so it wasn't like you had all your eggs in one basket. Because had you gone denied flank, he would have made you pay for it.
Right, and like you just mentioned, like he could have made me really pay for it if he had this unit over there. Because the 11 doesn't happen. Yeah. He's pretty much like gonna take this side of the board. Yeah. So he pressures more over there, and it really forces my hand and makes everything over there. I have to stay over there, which was really what I.
As usual, the camera stopped recording, so I'm not quite sure where we left off. Take it, what was talking to Clarence.
What were we mentioning?
You were talking about my army.
Oh no, it just feels like a lot different than a normal Marine army, and so that was sort of the key to like people wondering like, is there a vast difference between the 30k legions? And well, there is.
Yeah. It's
massive. Like, if you start taking the special selected troops or units, then your army could be completely different. Oh yeah. They all have different special rules.
The Rite of Wars usually add a lot too. I wasn't using Terror Assault this time. I'll attribute that to the loss too. Use part of the Legion. Terror Assault's usually a whole lot of fun. But I wanted to try the Fire Raptor and have the Sacaran too.
Do demons have shit that see at night or what?
Night vision, yeah. Some of the Slaanesh stuff.
Okay.
which
Not
doesn't have
actually.
shooting.
Just
really,
assault,
right?
yeah.
But
So,
yeah,
you know, yeah.
Terror Assault's usually really useful because it also gives me initiative boosts during nighttime. But yeah, as I said, I wanted to use, wanted to try like multiple units of Terminators. Wanted to try more units in heavy support. Ironically, they did nothing. So
The thing that's key is the one good thing about demons against other assault armies or pseudo assault is they have a slight edge because they actually can do the summoning thing.
yeah,
So it's like we're model for model. But in this case, you had that little bit of a Death Star with Sevatar, which is something I really could not deal with.
Yeah,
like I was just going over. I'm like, I won't be able to deal with this. I was dwindling it down.
yeah.
But I don't think I would have been able to kill it.
Not with the character there, because
No.
like especially not with your D weapon Bloodthirster,
Right.
because like he strikes at initiative 1.
Well, you would have actually, I think, took a challenge on that.
Oh yeah, I would have forced him into the challenge
Right.
and then like
One-shot
probably
him.
chopped him down. Hopefully, probably would have done that.
Yeah.
But
I guess you would have needed like, yeah, you probably numbers were be in your favor there.
Yeah, so I
because
would
your
need-
strength was what?
it's 5, and then I get the bump,
The
so
plus
it
one.
would have been on 4s.
So 4s and 4s, and you had 5 attacks or something like
Yeah.
that, right? So he's really good,
Mhm.
and he's cool. Like just the way his abilities are set up.
Yeah. Another thing is usually in, like against normal or 30k armies, I do manage to get his power off, but against like a demon list, there's
No.
you had like just like mountains of like
Yeah, my 2 dice against your 20
You're
dice.
just like
Yeah.
there's no chance to get the power
It's
off.
weird to see a psychic face in 30k.
Yeah.
In general, like it's not very cool.
It's like holy shit, like what's going on?
At most, we could have 2 librarians realistically. 'Cause you still have a warlord, or
Yeah, word bearers can usually squeeze a couple more in.
They get
because
the
can
character one.
make all their dudes librarians, and they can ally with demons as well. So you can
like
really
sergeant librarians.
no, all like ICs.
Oh, sorry.
Can
Okay.
get
I thought
level
actually it was
1.
the sergeants, but
Yeah, all their ICs can get level 1, and then you
Okay.
can ally with demons as well. And if you have either the characters or the Rites of War, and
these word bearers too.
yeah,
You have to buy a bunch,
Yeah.
and then look at the characters, and
Yeah.
then you're like, how do I kill shit again?
Word
Like,
bearers
that's the thing you always have
word
to
bearers
remember.
are
Like,
interesting. They're like really big on like they don't usually run. All their buffs are like to leadership and like taking leadership tests.
so the opposite of like demons.
You
'Cause
kind
you don't
of
want to make
like
like a demonic
you roll like
invincibility,
you can like roll like 3d6, pick the 2 lowest for your leadership tests. Like a bunch of their characters give the like leadership bonuses. Like there's a lot of stuff for leadership with them, but they also tend to like really big units. So it's like you have like these hordes of fucking like it's kind of like attritional too. You just grind them down with like wave upon wave.
have like massive like blobs of marines.
Yeah, and then you take like the possessed for a hammer, like the 2 wound, strength toughness 5, like weapon skill 5, like 5 attacks each on the charge.
Oh shit!
Rending,
Alright.
like they're good. The Galvorback. And-
Galvorback. All right.
The elites are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's switch over to, was it praising 30k or?
Sure.
Clarence, what you got for me?
Fire Raptor's a cool model.
It's pretty.
Didn't really see what it got to do in game. Maybe next game.
Securin took a fucking massive beating though. Like
Karen's
the
a
amount,
hero.
the amount it just soaked
Yeah, that was pretty
was
fun.
pretty. I got a little tunnel vision, but sometimes you have to. Like the thing was killing stuff, so what am I gonna do? Let it just
Yeah,
keep
it was
killing
putting
stuff?
wounds on Scarbrand,
yeah,
like-
it's like
It could have like shot down your fucking planes.
Yeah.
Like could have just shot down your
Yeah.
your dudes. What did you
So,
think?
so
of-
no shownotes or?
Nah.
Okay, there's nothing new in 30k FAQ.
Oh yeah, the FAQ came out what like yesterday. Made Tartarus pattern Terminator pretty good. The like mini contemptor bodies.
What else did they change?
change the cataphracty.
Yeah.
Adding, you said the relentless rule.
Well, it makes
It clarified the
pseudo slow and purposeful. So you can't give it to the unit, so you can move and shoot heavy weapons.
So no artillery bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They made
And heavy weapon teams, right?
Terminator command squads always be an option to master the Legion people in Terminator armor, and any Primarch can take a Terminator command squad. They didn't fix the other upgrade options like the jet bikes or the jump packs or the
Corax
normal
is fine,
bikes. Yeah,
For now,
Corax.
they'll fix it eventually.
Yeah, I'm just saying, it's like, oh fuck guys, like
Unlike
almost had-
GW, we have some faith in
almost
Forge
had
World.
it. They gave a bunch of Mechanicum characters.
Precision shots, which is huge
shots,
for them.
Yeah, because then you can just be like, oh fuck, like I'll just target your apothecary or whatever.
Because they did get a huge nerf, so they're gonna give them the slight buff to kind of balance out. Because they were way too good. Now they're with everyone else.
Yeah, there was. Oh, relics. Yeah, relics are now in the you need to have consent territory, like the different FOC charts are, the not Age of Darkness ones. So
it's verbal consent, people. Come on now.
Yeah. Makes relics like not always like an auto include.
I think we're still going to include them for the tournament. Though.
Probably, yeah.
I don't see why not. I mean,
yeah.
Until everyone has the nanite.
Nanite phase walker.
Phase walker, yeah, exactly. Then we'll all say no to it.
Yeah. Void Shield Hunter is also very good.
Yeah.
But there is a bunch of stuff that came out in the FAQ. Some people still can't see it because of how the browser cached the.
Hit refresh, people. Hit refresh.
What about the new releases, the Korax and
the
Talon squads? You play Raven Guard, so it's
I've been a long time awaiting Korax. Looks way
you made
better.
me read that book about Clarence.
Did I?
I think so.
Did I?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
It's where he like goes invisible.
Oh, Deliverance Lost?
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't like it. It's not a surprise.
I loved everything except for him being invisible. I'm like, he's an X-Man? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, bad
but yeah, I like the model. The paint job could have been better on like the face, but it definitely salvages like the initial shots we all got of it, and we were like,
He looks like everyone from Death Clock.
He looks like Angel. You know, like he just has like the Archangel wings and he's a pretty boy kind of.
Somebody has to take what's his face with the who's the character, the Emperor's Children character who's got
Eidolon?
Yeah, someone do Eidolon so it's like Skrillex. Skrillex Korax.
Yeah. The Dark Furies are pretty cool. I would probably not give them the wings myself because whatever. I'm not the biggest on the Sergeant's like Mega Talons, the look on them because they're
a little orky almost. They're kind of like, I'm gonna crush your head.
Yeah, a little like that, and you know, like they are supposed to be like the mastercrafted rending versions, but like, so it strikes in 30K.
You know what they are? Those fucking games you play where the thing comes down to pick up the teddy bear. Like it's literally the same.
Yeah,
claw,
I expect that Sergeant never to be able to wound, but
lobster harmonica.
But yeah, I guess
the poses and the
poses are awesome. The armor's sick.
It's just really
I quite like it. Some people they're like, oh, the breastplates are too like techie for Raven Guard, but like the moon that orbits the planet's a fucking Forge World.
Yeah.
Like, I guess you can.
They're not far. They're just down the road.
Right. And it's like the breastplate's part of the harness, the jump pack too. Like usually you're used to like the straps with the big buckle. It's like no, the entire chest is like the harness for the jump pack.
They just look totally awesome.
Oh yeah, there's one with like the striding pose. Like it's like, oh man, he's gonna fuck me. Like yeah, like I had dudes I used as Dark Furies. They were like using the fourth.
And it's in their fleet, army-wide fleet. And
it's infiltrate.
Is it hit and run too, or?
No, it's infiltrate's the key one for Raven Guard. I'm pretty sure they got fleet as well for infantry and then Fierce Charge for Terminators and not infantry.
So all the assault buffs really.
Yeah, it's like assault and maneuvering, super.
And you get a lot of rerolls, I guess, with the claws and shred and.
Yeah, it's just
mastercrafted and. What's the other? They have a sniper unit, right?
Yeah, it's like a shooting.
The Mordathan?
Yeah, it's like a shooting veteran unit kind of. They're all BS5. They can all take combi weapons. Yeah.
5BS is good though.
Yeah, they can all take combi weapons, and then once per game, you become twin linked, and your weapons become rending. And if they were sniper rifles, they rend on a 5+.
Wow.
But what you do is you give them combi flamers, and then you use that the power on the combi flamers because you reroll to wound and you run on 6s now, and you just you just remove shit with that.
You take the warlord trait with it was like D3 of your fucking flamer units get shredded.
Well, no, but the twin.
No, I just think it's funny. It's like.
So that's like people play Raven Guard super alpha strikey, right? You come out with pods. You have like the infiltrating, scouting, Mordathan, Rhino.
Pods changed, right? You can't stay in the
you can't stay in the pods anymore.
That was a good idea.
It's an idea.
Good idea. I guess we'll have to call it here. So, any last words? Anybody? Final statements? Jokes?
I don't know. I had fun.
Yeah, it was a good game. It was close game.
Very good game. Very good game.
Little scared of Scimitars, which is more of a respect thing. So.
Yeah.
I liked how we
Which is
didn't really
important.
know where it was going until about midway. Like it was.
Yeah, it
very
was
back
really
and forth.
tight. It was really tight, and then started to shift, and then shifted back
Yeah.
pretty quickly with
Yeah.
the 11. And,
Yeah.
and,
No one's safe with through the flanks. That's what I like.
No one's safe with
one is
reserve
safe.
rolls either.
No.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
No, we had a few mishaps. We had a few.
Oh man, we mishap like left and right,
Yeah.
like with our reserves. Like okay, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mishaps and deviations and.
we had like 4 mishaps.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. But the
So-
reserves gives you an alternate way to like sort of change the scope.
Yeah.
1 cent or less. Final thought on 30K.
It's fun.
1 cent or less. Final thought on 30K.
I can't also say it's fun. It's interesting. I think I like I don't think rights are the same as formations. I think they're way different. I think it's
There's downsides too.
yeah. There's positive and negatives, which we try to get around this game. And no, it was a fun game. It was interesting too.
30K has the soul of 5th, and 7th edition is a whore who loves APOC. It's fat.
You're not wrong.
Not wrong.
You're not wrong,
She
actually.
was so cute when I married her. What happened? Well, thanks for watching, guys, and watch again.
All of
time.
the battle report.
All
Thanks
of
for
the
watching
battle-
all of it.
Watch all of the battle reports for all the advertising we put
Patreon.
all the Patreoning we put on it and stuff.
Like us on Twitter and follow us on Facebook.
We actually are on Twitter. That's what's
Are
weird
we?
about that. Yeah.
How did that happen?
I don't fucking understand
Maybe.
Twitter. It's just
It was actually a really close game though.
yeah.
It's pretty good. I had a lot of fun playing it, which is the important part.
I think I had a lot more trouble than I thought I would have, which is
Well, your battle can scattered all the fuck over the place. Like there was
Yeah.
like maybe 1 or 2 hit. The only hits you got were on the Sakara, and then you didn't get through the armor.
right. But the Fire Raptor would have chewed through a lot more. Like I'm thinking, like at
Yeah.
least 2 Pink War units and probably some extra stuff on top of that.
Maybe.
And then like they're still dealing with that, which was a huge issue.
Yeah.
But it was good.
We'll see what happens next time.
Have a good night.
Gods of war, may your hammer be mighty.